What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great episode of Simone with the Sports. I'm Simone, bringing you guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here and you haven't already subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you stop what you're doing. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first link is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to subscribe to the Tough Calls podcast, where me and Dylan have some of your favorite sports analysts, reporters, former and current athletes chop it up with us on the pod. And the last link is to shop the official Simone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the classic tee or the wavy tee that I've been rocking lately. So guys, I'm back, baby. Where the love at? Okay. So first of all, you know my hair different. So I got my hair straightened. I haven't straightened my hair in 3 or 4 years. Like, so I know you guys will be noticing the difference, but I think I might start straightening it more often because I like it because I'm going on this trip, and you guys know I usually wear my hair curly, but it'd be so hard to do it every day when it's curly because it's so thick and hard to do. So that's why I went and got my hair straightened today. So get into it, y'all. So we're about to get into the Chiefs-Eagles preview. Now, yeah, we was down and out. I was down and out. I don't know about y'all on Monday. You already know I was going through my feelings in a wave of emotions. But those emotions have moved on. I'm ready for week 4. So I took a couple of days to recover. You guys know I usually would drop my preview earlier. And then me and Dylan doing that other video talking about other G and not the Eagles, it really helped me recover. So I'm back in the saddle, baby, or whatever you call it, back in the bird's nest. I'm back in the nest. We got a lot of G to talk about in a little bit of time. So let's talk about the Chiefs. First of all, Andy Reid, our former coach, we know that Big Red, our guy, he's going to be coming back to Philadelphia for the second time since 2012 when he left the Philadelphia Eagles. First of all, we all love Big Red. Salute. And speaking of salute to LaShawn McCoy, who's going to be retiring an Eagle tomorrow or today, depending on when I get this video up. We know we love Shady McCoy. We love him, and we love Big Red. It's nothing but love, nothing but respect. But the players need to be ready to beat Big Red, who's an offensive mastermind who has a lot of weapons on offense, but a lot of leaks on defense when it comes to the Chiefs, which we're going to talk about. So Andy Reid had 150 wins in Philadelphia. He's going for his 100th win with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he will be the only head coach to have 100+ wins with 2 different organizations. Wonderful. But wait until y'all play Washington, or wait until y'all play the Cowboys, Big Red, because I don't want you getting this win. No. Both of the teams, the Eagles and the Chiefs, lost back-to-back games. Last 2 games were L's, so both of us are going to be coming in hungry. You know the keys to this game. You guys already know. The number one, and this is actually a winnable game. That when I looked, this is a winnable game when I'm looking at this matchup. Where do I even freaking start? So the 4 keys. 1, force turnovers on the Chiefs and pressure Mahomes. 2, Eagles limit penalties. 3, be able to make big plays downfield. And 4, run the ball. We already know freaking that. So where should I start? 1, let's start with running the ball. We know. Do I even need to go? We know. We know what happened in Dallas. We know what happened in Dallas or Arlington. They're really the Arlington Cowboys. But anyway, we know what happened. We didn't run the ball. And I know a lot of you were on Twitter and in my comments saying y'all think Nick Sirianni is trying to, or Howie Roseman is trying to sabotage Hurts, or some sabotage going on by not running the ball and helping out Jalen Hurts. We'll find out. I don't think that's true right now. But if we don't run the ball against the Chiefs, then there might be some truth to that. Because let me get into the freaking stats. So the Chiefs have been allowing 31 points per game on average this season. They played San Francisco, they played the Ravens, and they played the Chargers. 3 teams with very good offenses. So of course they give up a lot of points to those big good offenses, but we have to be able to match that as well. Y'all, they are giving up an average of 6.9 yards per play. When it comes to the run defense, they're giving up an average of 160 yards per game. And they're giving up an average of 5 yards per carry. We have no excuse not to run the ball against the Chiefs. If Nick doesn't run the ball against the Chiefs, like I said, I calmed down from the Cowboys. But if Nick doesn't run the ball against the Chiefs, I'm gonna have a lot to say, and I might have some conspiracy theories with some of y'all. So listen to this stat about Miles Sanders. So Eagles are averaging right now 6.5 yards per run play, 6th highest in the NFL. Miles Sanders is averaging 8.9 yards on first down. Of course, he's barely been getting the ball, so his numbers are higher because he's had less carries. You guys know how averages work. But there's no freaking excuse for not sticking that run down the Chiefs' throat. That's going to be huge for this game. Like I said, their defense is allowing an average of 5.4 yards per carry over the 3 games. 160 rushing yards per game. We have to take advantage. If Nick does not, but he will. He will. And also, of course, us running the ball is going to keep that Chiefs juggernaut of an offense off the field, because we know the Chiefs have a super juggernaut of an offense. Now, when we're talking about the offensive line, which, you know, goes into running, we have to remember, so Landon Dickerson got hurt at the end of last game, but he was a full participant in practice. And also Andre Dillard will be starting again at left tackle. Lane Johnson, of course, is going to be playing right tackle. Lane Johnson hasn't allowed a sack or a quarterback hurry so far this season. And Lane Johnson is going to have to win the battle against Chris Jones. Chris Jones for the Kansas City Chiefs is the biggest bright spot on their defensive line. He's been playing on the edge, and he's been matching up with right tackles. This is career high matching up with right tackles this season. He has an 86.9 pass rush grade for Pro Football Focus. He's been matching up with Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson's been doing amazing so far. Like I said, hasn't allowed a sack or a hurry, and we're going to need that protection for Jalen Hurts. So we got to get that run going. Lane Johnson has to be the guy on the offensive line to hold Shee down in everybody else's absence. We can't let Chris get the best of Lane. We know what Lane can do, so hopefully he can stay healthy throughout the game and, of course, the season. So we have to be able to stick that run down the Chiefs' throat. That's going to be huge for us trying to get a win. Another thing and it's, like I said, it's going to be keeping their offense off the field. Another thing that's going to be huge is us limiting penalties. We've had 35 freaking penalties. I don't need to say more. We're leading the league in penalties. I have to say nothing more on that matter. Stop committing the penalties. Stop it. That's number 2. There should be nothing more I have to say. Stop the penalties. So run the freaking ball, because the Chiefs, like I said, they're giving up an average of 160 rush yards per game and an average of 5.9 rushing yards per play. The Eagles, when we do run, we run well. So do it. 2, stop the freaking penalties. 3, the third key is going to be forcing turnovers. So the Kansas City Chiefs had 6 turnovers on their last 13 possessions. I repeat, they have had 6 turnovers on their last 13 possessions. Our defense has to be able to come up with some takeaways. We know the Chiefs have a lot of weapons: Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. We have to come up with we got to come up with some takeaways. And the Chiefs have been losing a lot of their games because of turnovers. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had that fumble that lost them the game against the Ravens, put them out of field goal position. We have to put that pressure on the Chiefs offense. That's the only way we'll be able to slow them down in some way. When it comes to the Eagles, our secondary is amazing. And another great news for our secondary, Rodney McLeod was a full participant in practice. Marcus Epps was a full participant in practice as well. If we can get Rodney McLeod and also Davion Taylor, we need to get the gang back. If we get Rodney McLeod back, that'll be a huge addition to add to our secondary. So let me talk about our secondary, because we have been doing great not allowing big bomb plays downfield. And that's one thing I really love about the secondary. Now, I know Steven Nelson and Darius Slay, I have no complaints about them. And I know we gave up 40 points to the Cowboys, but come on now. What do you expect when your defense is out on the field so much, because our offense has so many third and outs? They're going to wear down. So I have no complaints when it comes to our secondary. I had a great stat for our guys. Where did it go? I had a stat about our secondary not giving up big plays, but I guess I didn't write it down. Did I write it down? Here we go. So we have the fourth lowest percentage of pass plays of 15 plus yards. So we've given up the fourth lowest amount of pass plays of 15 plus yards. And that's credit to Darius Slay and Steven Nelson not giving up those big bomb plays downfield. Now, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs have Travis Kelce and they have Tyreek Hill. Those have been their main two guys so far this season, of course, and Patty Mahomes. They haven't had a third guy really step up for them outside of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So if we can limit their receivers, which I know we can. They just signed Josh Gordon, who hasn't played in, I don't know, and he's always in and out of the league. So the fact that they're signing Josh Gordon just shows how desperate they are in the receiver room. Like I said, Darius Slay and Steven Nelson has been doing great. If we can put some pressure on Patty and limit those big bombs downfield, like I said, if it's just Travis and Tyreek are amazing. But if it's just those two that are making the plays for them, that's going to be so much easier for us to game plan for. So if we can take away those big bombs downfield that we know Patty Mahomes likes to throw, that would be huge for us. So my thing is, that was my next key. So one, we have to run that ball. Like I said, the Chiefs have been giving up 5.9 yards per attempt on average this season. We have to be able to limit our penalties. We lead the league in penalties. That's key number 2. Key number 3, we have to force turnovers. Like I said, the Chiefs had 6 turnovers in their last 13 possessions. We have to make them make mistakes, and that just comes from pressuring Patty Mahomes and being locked down Darius Slay and Steven Nelson. Hopefully we get Rodney McLeod back. And 4, we can't let them get those big bomb plays downfield. Now when it comes to our offense, we need a balanced attack. We got to put the R back in the RPO. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to have a balanced attack of passing and running. So this leads me to, that's the way we're going to beat the Chiefs. And it's great that we're at home. We're going to have that home field advantage. If we're going to beat the Chiefs, that's the way. Of course, the Chiefs are still the favorite because they have such a high-powered offense. But if we do force those turnovers that they've been committing, and if we can limit those big plays downfield, then we have a chance at this win. Now, let me address something. If y'all made it this far in the video, let me address something. So, of course, on Twitter the other day, it was a post saying, that Howie Roseman has been green-lighted to make a DESHAUN trade if the deal is right. Here's my thing. Nobody, first of all, let me get comfortable. Nobody said give up on Jalen Hurts, okay? And there's no such, Jalen Hurts has only started 7 games. We know that, about to go in his 8th game. And for people that saying, Jalen Hurts passed for 300. We know Jalen Hurts is good, and we know Jalen Hurts has the potential to be an amazing quarterback just off his fundamentals. Now, some of you guys don't, but just based off his raw materials, he has the raw materials to become a great NFL quarterback. Right now, he's doing as expected as a guy with 7 starts. You know, most guys with 7 starts don't come out and shock the world. But I don't like the terminology when people are saying giving up on Jalen Hurts. Because the only way you can give up on somebody is if somebody has gave you something to give up on. Like when somebody is like when there's a quarterback like Daniel Jones. He's flashed some great things, and in some games he looks so average. That's giving up on somebody. I feel like giving up on somebody is when they've already flashed some. Well, Daniel Jones is a bad example. Here's my best example. My best example is Trae Young. Trae Young had the game in the finals. And he had games during the regular season where he's had poor shot selection. And, you know, the Hawks, some of the members of the Hawks, you know, guys know I live in Atlanta. Some of the members of the Hawks complained about his poor shot selection and taking them out of the game by, like, you know, chucking up random threes instead of getting the full offensive ball. But we know Trae Young has shown amazing things. So if Hawks fans give up on Trae Young after one bad game, that's giving up on somebody because he's showed amazingness. If Chiefs fans gave up on Patrick Mahomes because of one bad game, that's giving up on somebody because he's young and he's shown he can be amazing. If Chargers fans give up on Herbert because of one bad game, that's giving up. Josh Allen, a young guy who showed amazing things, that's giving up. When somebody has shown you amazing things and then they just have a bad day, that's giving up. Jalen Hurts hasn't showed us anything amazing yet. So technically we can't give up on him because he hasn't shown us anything amazing to give up on. So I don't like when people saying y'all giving up on Jalen Hurts. First of all, giving up on what? He's played like a guy who's only started 7 games. It's not like he came in and wowed the world and now he had one bad game and we're like, oh, give up on him. He hasn't had an amazing game yet. Or a couple of amazing games. The only way you give it up on somebody is if they had several amazing games and then they have one bad game and you're like, oh, I'm done with him. He hasn't had an amazing game yet. So that's not giving up on him. That's just not wanting to wait to see if he will have an amazing game, which is a huge difference. And then 2, people saying Jalen Hurts, and I'm not dogging Jalen Hurts. I'm dogging people that's dogging Jalen Hurts. My thing is, I think Jalen Hurts will be amazing one day. Right now, he ain't that. Okay? And if there's fans that don't want to wait around to find out if he will be amazing or not, what's wrong with that? While we're not committed to any of these guys unless we're completely locked into a long-term contract. I feel like when it was Carson Wentz, that was given up because we were locked in on a deal with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz showed us incredible things. So when he had that bad season, that's giving up on Carson Wentz because he had a bad season after showing us amazing things. Jalen hasn't showed us amazing things yet, so we can't give up on him. That's just not willing to gamble. It's really a gamble we're doing right now because all we've seen is potential. And when you see potential, that's just gambling, baby. Okay? And people saying, oh, he only had X amount of starts. Okay? And there's some young quarterbacks that come in and I'm not saying he won't be amazing, but there are guys that hit the ground immediately running. Matt Ryan came in and hit the ground immediately running. Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott was Rookie of the Year. Mike Vick basically came in and hit the ground running. Deshaun Watson came in and hit the ground running. Was great day one. So don't act like quarterbacks can't come in and be great. Most quarterbacks don't come in and be great day one. But y'all stop acting like some don't come in and be great day one. And stop saying we giving up on somebody. We're not giving up on somebody. People have different tolerances of what they're willing to take or what they're not willing to take. And then when people say, oh, this fan base, the fan base is not one person or one person's perspective. So just because I make YouTube videos don't mean I get to decide what our fan base gets to think. Y'all can think whatever the heck we want to think. We're not one person. Stop trying to put the fan base in a box. Oh, we giving up on somebody too soon. Huh? Just because you want to wait around to find out if somebody legit or not, don't mean the next guy got to want to wait around. That'll make him less of a fan. He's just a less patient fan. But there ain't nothing wrong with that. But guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep rocking with me. Until I talk to you guys next time.